everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. This is what I've been making today. If I open this little box here, out of the box pops a special message. Now, this is a card that you probably send to somebody special. There is a little bit of effort involved in putting this together, but I think it's worth it. And if you stay with me, I will show you how I did it. These are the things that I'm using today. I've got 2 pieces of Bermuda Bay card. This one's going to be for the base of the box, and it is 4.5 inches square. And this one is going to be for the lid, and it's slightly bigger. It's 4 5/8 of an inch square. I've got 1 piece of the Fresh Florals DSP in the Berry Burst colour, and this is 2 3/8 of an inch square. It's going to go on the lid of my box. And I've got 4 pieces that are 2-inch square. I've got some Berry Burst card, which I'm going to be die cutting, and I'm going to stamp using a stamp from the Sunshine Saying set, and I'm going to use Berry Burst ink. I've got some scraps of Bermuda Bay for die cutting, and I'm going to be using my Layering Squares framelets. I've got my finely woven ribbon in Berry Burst and a 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm also going to be using, I haven't got them here, but I am going to be using the large letters Thinlits to cut out the letters LOVE to spell love, and I've also used a 1 1/4 inch punch as well, which I haven't got here with me at the moment. But these are the things that I'm going to be using to make my project today. I'm going to start by scoring the Bermuda Bay card at 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. Okay, so I've got that pattern. And I'm going to do exactly the same to this piece. This is the smaller piece, this is going to be the base. I've burnished my folds, and now I'm going to start assembling the box pieces. Now, I want to make sure I know which is my lid and which is my base. And I'm going to start working on the lid because the base is going to be pretty similar. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away the bits of card that I don't want. So it's these pieces in the corner, these 3 little squares there. I don't need those, so I'm going to chop them away. And I'm also going to just snip it in a little bit on this edge here. So I'm cutting out kind of a little, you know, a little skinny sliver, and I'm going to do that all the way around. The shape I'm left with, and because it's always easier to decorate a box lid while it's flat rather than while it's assembled, I'm going to take some fast fuse and I'm going to put it onto the back of my 2 3/8 of an inch, I think it is, piece of DSP. Just checking my notes, and I don't seem to have written it around, but I think it's the larger piece anyway. It's the one piece that's you know, that's the large size. Okay, so I'm just going to center that as best I can onto my box lid, and I'm going to do one other thing which I'm not going to do on the base. Okay, I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner, and a pencil. cut this. There we go. Now so far, and I'm going to do one other thing before I start assembling this, and I'm just going to turn it over and I'm just going to draw from corner to corner. Right, I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm going to do the same from corner to corner of the center panel. I'm not worried about these bits around the edge, right, because I want to mark the center. And where those two lines cross, that is the center. And I'm going to bring in my cutting mat and my screw punch, and I'm going to drill a hole in my card with my screw punch. Now, if you don't have one of these nifty punches, well, you could just pierce a hole with your paper piercer. I'm going to do that again because I think it hasn't quite gone through. General rule of thumb with these things is you put as many downs and ups as you have layers of cards. So twice should do that, and it has, more or less. If I just pop that out from the other side, and you can see that I put a hole into the middle of my lid, and that is going to be useful later. I got interrupted there, so just to recap, I have put fast fuse along all of these panels and on the tabs on the other side, and now I'm just going to create my box. I'm just going to bring up my sides just like that, and press down on my four corners. Now it's probably easiest to put the fast fuse onto the little tabs first and then fold them up out of the way while you put the other fast fuse on the long sides, but there we go. This is how it goes together, just like this. And I like doing this kind of edge on my boxes because for one thing it makes them nice and strong, and for another it does give a very nice professional kind of finish to it. Now I'm not worried about the crisscross there because that's all going to be covered up. I'm just going to check that my two pieces fit together because I've gone ahead and done the base, and that is a nice fit. I've been over to the Big Shot and done some die cutting. I've cut the word love, L-O-V-E, using my large letters and the berry burst. I've cut two straight edged squares using the it's not the largest, it's not the next largest, it's the next size after that of the straight edge squares. I think it's that one. Okay, cut two of those. And I've cut four of the scalloped squares, and again, it's not the largest, it's not the next largest, it's not the next one after that, it's the one after that, so the fourth largest, and I've cut four of those. I've also done some punching with the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, so I've cut myself 4 circles. I have my 2-inch squares of DSP, and I'm ready to start putting things together. So I'm going to start by layering the squares onto the scalloped squares. All right. Now, again, I want to say something about this Fresh Florals paper. Not so much this pattern, the pattern that I'm putting upwards, but the more solid coloured patterns, they have a distressed effect on them, and it's not a mistake. All right, you haven't got a duff batch. They are meant to look like that. We've had an awful lot of people, demonstrators, okay, because at the moment this is still a sneaky peeky at the time that I'm filming it, and probably at the time that it will that I will upload it, it's still before the beginning of June, and the new catalogue doesn't go live. Yeah, well, you can see it on that bit there. Can you see that? That bit is darker than that piece there. Yes, you can see that quite clearly. It's not a mistake, right? It's meant to be like that. It's meant to have a distressed effect. So if you decide that this paper is absolutely lovely and you want it in your life, and you order it, and when you get it home you find that it's got that kind of distressed watercoloured look to it, that is what it is meant to be like. I'm going to do a tiny bit of stamping now using my Berry Burst ink, and I'm using the word sending from that stamp set, which is called, again, Sunshine Sayings, and I'm going tone on tone. I've got a 1 1/4 inch circle that I've punched out here, and I'm just stamping that word onto the middle there, and that's all done. So now I can start putting things together. All of my component parts are now ready, so now I'm going to start putting everything together. So I've cut a length of the Berry Burst ribbon, which is longer than I think I'm going to need. I think that's about 2 feet long, 2.5 feet, and I've cut holes into the centres of my 2 pieces of Bermuda Bay, and exactly the same as I did the lid, marked with a crisscross, and then punched a hole where it where I wanted it to be. So I'm going from the good side, the side without any printing on, any pencil marks on, and I'm just poking one end of the card through, and I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to stick it down. Okay, so I'm just sticking it to itself to make a loop. Now I did try tying a knot, it didn't work all that well for me. Alright, so I've decided to go with the gluing it together method, and you could use a glue dot. Of course you could use a glue dot, but as you know, glue dots and I, not the best of friends. Alright, so that now is going to stick into my lid, and that loop is going to poke through the lid when I finish, but I'm not going to do that just yet because that would be giving myself trouble. I've applied tear and tape onto the back. I've gone ahead and I've put tear and tape on the back of all of these pieces. So now I'm going to stick them to my ribbon. So I'm going to start with the sending. To tidy up the back a bit, I've cut some circles, punched them out of the Bermuda Bay using the 1 3/4 inch punch, which I've been using all along, and I'm just going to put these over the back of my pieces where the ribbon crosses, and it'll do 2 things. One, it makes it look a little bit neater, and the other is that it will help to keep everything in place where I want it to be and not to come apart, because I don't want that to happen. Okay, oh, and I've got a circle here of the Berry Burst, which is the 1 3/8 inch size, and I'm just going to put that across the back of that piece there, just to hold everything nice and neatly together. Next, I'm going to take the end of the ribbon and I'm going to feed it through the hole in the other piece of my Bermuda Bay card, and I'm going to leave about that much. I want to make sure that it shows when it's in the box and there's nothing sticking where I don't need it to be. And once I'm happy with where I want it to go, I'm just going to hold that down for now with a bit of tape. And where have my scissors gone? Here they are. I'm just going to cut away the end there, and I'm going to start putting the box together. So let me bring back my box pieces. Now this is going to be in the base. So first of all, for one thing, I'm going to take the backing off the tearing tape. Alright, it's not what's going to hold it down, but it's there, so I may as well make a bit of use of it. And I'm going to be quite generous with the adhesive here, because I want this to hold together quite well. And I've got a little bit too much ribbon there, so I'm going to chop that away. And this goes into the base of the box, just like that. And for the lid, similar sort of thing. Again, lots and lots of adhesive. Really generous with the adhesive. I don't want anything coming adrift and unstuck on this. And feed the loop through the hole in the lid carefully, because it's a tight fit. Centre that. And there we go. So here we are, all of the pieces are ready to go into the box. So I'm going to start by folding over the letter E, and I'm keeping the ribbon. I don't want it to twist, that was what I wanted to say. So they go sort of face to face and back to back, and they finish up there. Let me make sure that that's not twisted. There we are, that's better now. And that pops into there. Now, a couple of lessons learned. The first one is that this first letter, you need to have enough room for it to fold over and to fit into the lid. So you might want to play about with it a bit and adjust it until you get it where you want it before you really stick the adhesive down. The other thing is I really should have put a knot on the inside of this piece of ribbon. Okay, it would have made my life a great deal easier. As it was, I added a bow to cover it up and to stop it moving around too much. But apart from that, I'm really pleased with it. And of course, you could make the message whatever you wanted. I mean, it could be welcome baby, it could be Noel for Christmas, it could be mum or dad or somebody's name. Now, if you're going to have a lot of letters, you're probably going to want to make the box a bit deeper. The size that I've given you here, it's 1/2 inch deep, and it just holds those 4 letters very nice and snugly. But that is it for today, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. And if so, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up button, leave me a comment, hop on over to my blog or my Facebook, leave me a comment there. If you're on my Facebook, I'd really like to see a picture of what you've been doing. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I do hope that you will come back and join me again soon. Bye bye.